Morning everyone. I've not quite got any energy yet. It's about 7 AM. I've just brought Molly down and left the men sleeping upstairs. She was getting quite fidgety. We've got laminate flooring upstairs and all you can hear when you're laying in bed is her little feet running around. So I thought I'd bring her down, let them sleep in a little bit longer. Have a cup of coffee and then get George's breakfast ready for when he comes down and sort his lunch out for school. Obviously he has his hot dinners at school, but I like sending him with a little box of snacky bits for the day that I know that he likes, just so I know that he's definitely eating something, because a lot of the Portuguese food he's still not 100% on. He's pretty good with his food, he's got quite a good balanced diet, but like he's still not 100% on soup and fish. He's not quite there with, so it depends what they have on the day. But I asked the school the other day and they said that he's eating really well, so that's not a worry at all. But yeah, I just like to send him with a few snacky bits as well. So at the moment I'm sending him with like a little easy peel orange, a yoghurt, a little pastry, a pot with usually some meat, cheese and vegetables, or he loves his cucumber, so send him a load of cucumber, tomatoes, that kind of thing. Just things that I know that he'll eat, just in case he hasn't got anything there that he likes during the day. But I don't know, that's probably just a mum thing. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I've got a lot of housework to do today, ready for the week, so I'm going to get that all done. And Lloyd is on the farm. Definitely need to wash my hair. I don't know what's going on with this, so I'll do that before he goes. and yeah, just kind of potter about the house, getting a few things done today, and then a nice big lasagna later, I think. My little helper with me today. We've just cleaned the stairs and I'm going to do the kitchen now, tackle the kitchen, get some washing out because it's a really nice day, I'll show you. It's beautiful outside. So put some washing out. Put some washing out and maybe sit upstairs in the sunshine for a little bit. Hey? Yes. Yes. Don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you'll be gone. Feel like that. Feel like, feel like that. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and
start. You should call the police. Now I even can't breathe. You love me and hate me, true me and false me, make me your shining star. Giving, receiving, changing, believing, only then we could start. Feel like, feel like, feel like that. Feel like, feel like, feel like that. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Stay, stay, stay.
Just finished blitzing the kitchen. I feel like it really needed it today. Obviously, I try and keep on top of housework anyway, but we've got Molly now, so even more so I just want to really blitz it every day and just make sure it's nice and fresh, it's smelling nice, and it's nice and fresh, ready for when George gets home from school. So he comes in and, you know, he's like a bull in a china shop. He's running around, throwing things, opening drawers, and, you know, he don't sit still when he comes in. He's excited to see Molly and everything, so yeah. Just like it being nice and fresh every day. We've got obviously an open fire, and whenever next door light their fire, we get ash come through there because we haven't filled it in yet. Obviously we want to get a wood burner, but we're not 100% sure whether we want to put one in the fireplace or if we want to actually put one in the living room where we can see it and really get the benefit from it. So we're not 100% decided on that yet. So yeah, that is open for now. And obviously we've got Molly in and out. Molly in and out as well now, so you do get footprints down here which can't be helped. So yeah, I just want to give it a good mop, eat sure it's nice and fresh. So that's done, one thing ticked off the list. We have a cup of coffee now, the washing machine isn't quite finished, and then we'll head upstairs and sort it out up there. Upstairs, I've just finished putting the washing out upstairs and come down, and I can see that our carrots are starting to poke through. So that's the broccoli and the carrots now. Nothing on the leeks yet, but we are seeing progress, which is nice. It's always nice to just come out like even a couple of times a week and see what progress has been made. So yeah, I'm now going to make starting a lasagna, so that's ready for when Lloyd's back. So get on with that and speak to you later on.
Morning everyone. So you catch me back on the farm, the family farm. So today I'm not doing a huge amount, just odd jobs. Basically we're still collecting stuff and waiting to have a fire, and just behind me, just over there on that bank, we cleared loads of brush, thorns, just general sort of weeds and that. Clint's normally bang on it, but with his leg, you know, a broken leg, there's no way he can walk up that sort of incline. But he was at the bottom helping me the other day. I didn't film it, but we cleared all that up and down by the stream here. So I've got a big pile of it there behind me, and there's all sorts of like leaves and just stuff, just general sort of maintenance sort of stuff really. I'm gonna just rake all that up into piles. Clint has made a start on it, and chuck it into the veg patch there, which is where we're gonna have a small fire. Not today, another day. But yeah, I'm just sort of trying to keep myself busy, because there was a frost this morning, and I was going to cut the grass up the top in the olive grove, but I can't do that yet until the sun sort of goes around and reaches it, and just gets rid of that. So I'm just sort of keeping myself busy until then, and yeah, I'll get on with this, just moving it from point A to point B really, and then I can go cut some grass. So this is part of where we cleared. All this was just brambles, it was strangling the trees. You couldn't even see this one. I should have took a photo before, but we just got sort of stuck in. And then cleared all around here, all around the bank. Still a bit more to do there, but just sort of cleaned up the bank a bit. And then there was another bit over there that we done. And then this is the other section that we done. Clint done quite a bit of this as well, to be honest, with a broken leg. But yeah, opened this right up because the bushes were pretty much where I'm standing, and yeah, there was a lot of it come from this area. But this has opened it right up. I think the idea is to fence it. Yeah, so it's starting to warm up now. So I'm going to take my jumper off in a minute because it's getting a bit hot. So yeah, we're just making small little piles. We have a fire in the middle, and then when we redo the veg patch, it's good to have a bit of ash in there, and we grind it up and till it. Yeah, that'll be good. Getting ready for the summer again. This is what I mean. I'm just going to rake up all these like leaves and just dead stuff so the grasses can start growing again. You can see Clint's already made a couple of piles, but that won't take me long just to go over and do that. Another half hour, and then I'll probably get ready to cut the grass up the top. So this little lady is one of the farm dogs, Lily. She was actually found on the road a few years back by Joe and Mariana, and yeah, she come back on the farm and been a great little farm dog ever since, isn't it, Lily? Lily, yeah, big yawn. But yeah, she's ever so friendly, but obviously helps protect the sheep when needed. Mind you, you'll be one of Molly's friends soon, won't you? One of Molly's friends. So now that job's done, I'm just sitting here having a quick breather. I'm sort of under an iron whether to cut this grass up here, get the leaf blower and try and clear some of these leaves. Clint cut some big logs yesterday, so I could even get the axe and split them logs and take them inside for Julie so she can have them for the evenings, because they've got a couple of friends over. So yeah, there's plenty to do. Tomorrow I'm gonna take the day off because one of our subscribers, I'll look her name up in a second. Yeah, one of our subscribers mentioned she'd like me to go into the man cave and do some sort of stew, and yeah, tell a couple of stories, have a couple of beers. So do you know what, that's right up my street. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. So it's Ruth Constantino. She's the one that put the comment on our last video. Although she said a stew, I think I'm going to do a curry. Now the reason why I said that was we actually got given a goat by our neighbours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just cut up some chunks and do a nice sort of curry with it. But yeah, I'll tell you more about the goat and everything tomorrow. But yeah, I think I should get on with some more work. I am debating whether to chop them logs up again. Quite enjoyed that last time I was around Cindy, so I might do that, and then you know that'll keep Julie happy. Not that she's not happy; she's always happy. But yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Better get my my fat arse in gear. Change of plan. I was gonna see if I could chop up some of them logs for an axe, but I couldn't find an axe big enough. So next best thing, got the strimmer out. I've just gone round all the trees and the edges, and yeah, I'm now ready to lug the mower up here and cut the grass. And then by that point, that'll probably be it for today. You can see there, I've just gone round the tree. So I've gone round quite wide because there's quite a lot of leaves in this area at the moment, and there's no more spare fuel, so I might not be able to finish it, but at least start it. But the reason why I say there's no more fuel, I was going to get the leaf blower and try and tide it up, but that'll have to be a job for when I next come round. I know Clint's gone out and got some fuel today, but it's still out, so yeah, I'll just see how far I can get. But I think there's enough fuel in the mower to do this. It's not a huge area, but nonetheless it's a good job done. So I didn't bring the camera stand, so I probably won't film me actually getting the mower out unless I can find somewhere to lodge my phone up with. But so yeah, the next clip will either be me mowing or probably tomorrow when I do the curry goat. Morning everyone. I've just, well I say morning, it's nearly afternoon now. We dropped George off, Lucy to chilly inside with Molly. And I'm in the man cave. I've just lit a fire. I prepped the goat. I said yesterday that we were going to do a goat stew slash curry, but it's just what we fancy. So yeah, I prepped the meat. So I've just cut it, diced it into cubes, put some onions and some other seasoning on it. So once the fire's died down to coals, I'm going to put it on like a little metal rack and then put the pot on top of that. Hopefully it won't get too hot, but I'm going to put plenty of liquid with it. It's going to be quite a long cook. Because, yeah, well I said yesterday, obviously one of our subscribers left a comment saying that she'd like to see us cook a stew on the fire and just sit in here and have a chat. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to argue. I'm quite happy to have a beer and just chill out in here for a few hours. I mean, I do feel a bit rough today. Lucy had like a sore throat and whatnot yesterday, and I think I've called it, but it was only like a 24-hour thing and it wasn't that bad. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We couldn't have actually picked a better day to do it because I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually chucking it down with rain. So definitely won't be going out in the garden today, but I'm more than happy to sit here, cook some nice goat curry, a couple of beers, watch some YouTube. Excuse me. That just proves that I'm a little under the weather, but the beer will kick in and sort that out. So yeah, this is what I've done. I don't know how well you can see it. It smells awesome. So yeah, can't wait. So I'm just browning off the meat now before I add the liquid and let it cook slowly, because my understanding goat can be quite tough. So I'm going to quite a bit of liquid and just, you know, put it on a low heat. I'll move some of the wood out of the way, but get a nice sear on that goat, and then add the liquid and I can relax a little bit. Yeah, it smells amazing in here already. Garlic, you've got chili powder, curry powder, pepper, red pepper powder, cayenne pepper. It just smells amazing. But yeah, it's just it's a mix in between a curry and a stew basically. But I've only ever had goat once before, and it was nice. It was just like a Portuguese stew, but it had a lot of bones in it. Where this, I deboned it before I put it in, so there's no bones. It's just meat. So now that's all added, I'm just going to wait for the temp to come up with on the actual curry itself, just because I've added quite a bit of water. If I turn down the fire, move some of the logs away, it's just going to take longer. But yeah, that's me done now. I'm going to grab a couple of beers, just chill. So I'll see you in maybe an hour, hour and a half. I'm not going to do anything else to it other than add more water as and when. Yeah, cheers. So my friend, the Bowman guy, has just dropped another video on a game called Titanfall, and it's so sick. I watched the first one and I was just completely hooked, and he's just dropped the second EP, so that's literally me sorted for the next, I think this episode just over an hour, so that's perfect timing. Shout out to you, the Bowman guy on YouTube. I left my last beer in the fridge or the freezer for a little bit too long, it's a bit frozen. But on the plus side, the curry is coming along really well. The goat is tender. I've just added the curry sauce. I put 2 of them in. I put the first one in. I thought, you know what? I put the second one in as well because it didn't split, didn't go too thick, didn't go too runny. It was spot on, and we've still got a couple of hours before we can pick George up anyway. So we've got plenty of time. Like once that fire dies down, it's still going to stay warm and reduce that sauce right down. Yeah, it's been a great day, great cook. Tastes nice. I have to admit I have already tried a bit. It tastes nice. It's not like mega strong on the curry flavour, but for what it costs, like it literally costs like under £5 for what we've got in that pot, and it's more than enough for me, Lucy and George. But it's the experience as well. I love just sitting in here, like Lucy, you know, she gets to watch her soap, so I get to sit in here, just a couple of beers, watch YouTube. I watch my friend Bowman, and I watched the Tiger King on Netflix again. I just think it's brilliant. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, no, that's it. I mean, I suppose story-wise, well, I have got a funny story. Well, it's not really a story. It's an event. A few years back, this is way before George, way before we had this house. We were on the family farm. It was my birthday, and we got a suckling pig. I have said about it in a previous video, but I got a suckling pig. I think it was like 70 or 80 euros, something like that. And there's a lot of meat on a suckling pig. Homemade spit, which is where the rod that actually goes through the barbecue there, which I'd done the rabbit on last week, that's where that comes from. It was supposedly an electronic spit, so it goes around by itself. I bought the batteries. It was actually me and Joe. I bought it, but he took me around to where we might be able to find one, and we spent all day trying to find one. We eventually did, got the batteries, blah blah blah, and the pig was just too heavy for the motor in the electric device to spin it around. So we come up with the idea of putting 2. Obviously, their farm is predominantly a cherry farm, so we got 2 big bits of cherry, which was like offcuts from pruning a year before. We put them right in the ground either side and drilled holes in them and put screws in 3 different positions on both sides. So then when we got the actual spit itself, we could lay it on the screws, but we could lay it in the 3 different positions if we wanted it lower or higher depending on heat, blah blah blah. So yeah, that was an all-day cook. We were sitting there having a few beers, and do you know what, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was just sitting there all day, you know, drinking, having a laugh. It was better weather than today. It was still a bit chilly, so you still had to sit by the fire, but the sun was fantastic. And then it got to the evening when the pig was cooked, because we just cooked it low and slow all day, and it come out fantastic on my hand. The pork was brilliant. Me and Joe, all we done was just rub a bit of soy sauce on the outside to give it a nice bit of colour, a bit of salt. Yeah, that was brilliant. But yeah, by this point, by like the time it was actually cooked, I was so drunk. I can remember me, Lucy, Joe, I can't remember if Marianne was there or not, she probably was, Julie, Clint, we were all sitting up the top where I was doing the spit. And I can't remember why, I was speaking to my mum on the phone, I stood up and just completely stacked it. I was so drunk, just stood up, just went bar straight on the floor, but I landed with my beer like straight up where it didn't do nothing. This one's a bit frozen. It didn't do nothing for a couple of seconds, and all of a sudden it just, like out the top, it just went whoa! Covered in beer, it was so embarrassing. And that was actually the night when I just stood up, same as before, and went, Lucy, I'm ready for kids in front of everyone. And do you know what? That's one of the best things I ever said that I was going to do. That's how frozen it is. Look at that, it's just falling off the bottom of the can. Solid piece of ice. But yeah, it's the best thing I've done. You know, now we've got George. I didn't regret it in the morning. She said, do you still want to do this? And we both said that if we can have a can it and blah, blah, blah. Everything worked out great. And look at us now. You know, we got our own gaff. And it's a nice house. It's far better than a house that we could afford in England. I love the lifestyle. This is the sort of thing that I love doing. You know, Lucy's very much the same. She wanted to get away from England because, especially having a child here, it's a lot safer. It's a lot less drugs and things like that. Obviously, nowhere's perfect, but yeah, our life. Well, I can't speak for Lucy; she's not here, but I'm sure she'd agree that our life here is near on perfect. Nothing's perfect, 100%, but it's near on. You know, we've got the communities here, like the neighbours on the farms. Giving us the goat, they're constantly giving us fruit and veg. Our next door neighbours, the last time we were out in the garden, I don't know if we videoed it or not, I heard a noise I say upstairs. Upstairs is a garage and that leads onto the back road to our next door neighbour's house. And I went outside and they were parked there and they were chucking logs through this little cubby hole. So I said, well, let me do this. They're getting on fairly. Lovely people, but they're getting on. And yeah, so I jumped on the back of their pickup and started chucking these like split logs through the window. And they gave us this big like casket of potatoes. So I ended up giving some to Julie and Clint and Joe and that, and we kept some. And that's just how it is here. Like, we're constantly being given fruit and veg and it's nuts. There's a geezer, a really old boy, that I always see in the bar. Dad knows who he is. I thought he was dead, you know. The story that I said in the previous video where I sort of tapped him on the shoulder thinking he'd passed because he was so hunched over. No, he weren't. And I said, oh, do you want another drink? Because I felt so guilty for waking him up. But he ended up giving us a load of oranges and things like that. The people here are so nice. It's just completely different. The community here is fantastic. I've got so much crap and funny stories that I could tell you about my friends, especially like Jack, you know, my mate who come over here. You saw in the previous video, I've got friends like my mate Clummy and his family. When we got married, they were constantly running us around, and yeah, just there's so many people. I've got so many stories that I could tell you, but it's irrelevant to the channel, but it's relevant to me. But if you want to hear about it, then let me know. Then I'll do another, like a half video, like what we are now. I'll sit down, I'll have a couple of beers, and I'll tell you about all the stupid stuff I've done growing up, all the mistakes that I made as a child. Like just for example, when I was growing up, and my parents would find this funny now. I don't know how my dad didn't kill me, to be honest. Obviously, as you know, I had quite a heavy motocross background, and at the time we had a camper van. It was an Iveco Turbo Daily, and it was parked on the drive, and the drive was on a bit of a steep stuff like that. And our next door neighbour's car on my parents' house was parked right in front, but the handbrake didn't work, and the passenger side door didn't unlock with a central locking, so I, as a kid, had to jump from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. Well, Dad never used to lock it. So I jumped in, and I knew we were just about to go out for, I can't remember where we were going, probably Southside Motocross in this, and you know, we'd go get some tyres, whatever we were doing. So anyway, I threw the key over, and the van started straight away. Well, of course, it was in gear, and it went blah, 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 blah. By this point, I'm already on the other side, and I'm too young to understand what I actually need to do. And my dad was then coming out of the house, and he managed to stop the van. He was wedged. He actually had his arse. There was like an arse print in our next door neighbour's car in the back door, where Dad had stopped the van, and how it didn't crush him, I don't know, but that's probably like the most funniest, dangerous and most embarrassing story that I could give you, because I could have killed my dad. It was embarrassing for me to do it, and it was stupid of me to do it, but looking back at it now, it was funny. I mean, my dad might not find it funny, but my mum probably does, knowing that my dad's fat ass saved the van from getting smashed up, but, you know. Well, I'm going to leave it there because we've got a couple more hours until that's going to be done. I'm probably just going to leave the fire now. I'm not going to bother touching it. I'll keep an eye on it, make sure it's not going to go dry or nothing. But I'm not going to add no more wood. I've got to go get George at 4-ish. Yeah. I'll let you know how it turns out on the plate. I mean, you're not wearing the appropriate footwear, but boys will be boys, I suppose. You having fun, George? You getting wet feet? I mean, who am I to stop him? I'm only 5 minutes from home and he'll soon get dry feet. What are you doing? Yep. It's definitely what that is. You know, Mum's going to go nuts when she finds out that we got to try and dry these shoes overnight. Should we go home?
We've just sat down with our curry, looks amazing, smells amazing, really looking forward to it. And I've just tried a bit and it is really, really nice. Hi everyone, it's Saturday, having a lazy day at home today with George and Molly. Molly's downstairs at the minute. I'm just in the middle of editing this week's video. Lloyd is working on the farm today. He's had a couple of days off because he had a sore throat, everything that I had, but he's feeling a lot better now. I just wanted to say a big thank you actually, because obviously this week we reached 1,000 subscribers, which is really, really amazing. We're not quite sure how we've done it. We're not very exciting people. We actually only started this just as, you know, a little bit of a hobby and for us to look back on as a family really. But yeah, we're really, really grateful and we really do appreciate every single person that subscribes. So thank you so, so much. And that is us done for this week. So thanks so much for watching as always, and we will see you next week. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Bye.